Hello, world. Brian here for another one of these part 6 in my series of Get to Know Me. And I know I said on the last one, I'm going to do this one the next day, but here we are several days later, and now I'm doing it. So I'm not going to make any promises on this one that the next one will be tomorrow, but the next one will come. That promise I can make. And hopefully this one's less rambling than the previous ones. But when I left the last one, I was talking about my journey into a residential treatment facility the first time and what that entailed. So, the first time when I was going through my medical detox, I was pretty much unconscious for the first 4 days. They had me pretty heavily sedated in ICU because I was having a hard time regulating my heart rate. And I'm not sure, I don't remember the medication they were giving me, but it was somewhere they had to keep me in a dark room and they had to keep it covered. And I was not too aware of it, and I realized later on that that was actually pretty uh, advantageous for me to have not been aware. So essentially, every time that I went to get clean after that first time, it was harder. And it was harder in that the withdrawal was worse. And I thought I had read early on withdrawal, delirium tremens, DTs, and I was thinking, I mean, I get the shakes when I stop drinking and I sweat and I get real sick to my stomach, and I thought that was it. Unfortunately, it can get worse. So, uh, what I was dealing with in my vodka isolationist stage of drinking, as I call it, I was essentially drinking about a handle of vodka a day for a couple of years, several years actually, probably like 3, 4 years, and didn't take any days off because I couldn't really take more than a few hours off before I'd start to get sick. Now, you might think, how was I functioning during this? Well, the fact of the matter is, your tolerance gets higher and higher and higher. And I wasn't functioning very well. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say, oh, everything was great and everybody else was the one with the problem. I definitely had a problem. And I knew I had a problem. I knew I had a problem before I even went the first time to get clean at the hospital. So here we were. And several times in going back to the hospital, every time it got worse. And it got to the point a few times in that I kind of knew how to prepare for the auditory and visual hallucination stage. And I thought I had like a foolproof scheme worked out. I would just record it on my phone, what I thought I was seeing, and then I'd go back and I'd watch it. And that worked for a while. And man, I'm going to tell you, you get to a real scary point with hallucinations and not being able to tell what's going on.